Hello, I am Dr. Ram Mohan Reddy, Orthopaedic Surgeon working at Yashoda high-tech hospitals. I mainly deal with problems of the lower limbs. My expertise is in sports injuries of the knee, complex primary and joint replacements of the knee and hip, and fracture management. Today we are going to talk about the role of nutrition in maintaining good bone and muscle health. We are living in a society where the lifestyle is changing very fast. The role of food has never been more important than before. Let me tell you why. In the past, say 20-30 years ago, we used to get food from natural products. There were no pesticides, no antibiotics, no growth hormones. There were no fast food restaurants. What has changed today? We are dependent on quick gratification and therefore we are getting used to processed foods. Let me give you some examples. The meat we get, for example chicken, it is mainly loaded with antibiotics and growth hormones. Let us take the vegetables. Most of them are grown in artificially controlled environment. Some fruits are hybrid, genetically modified. When it comes to lifestyle, we are now living in high-rise apartments where there is no sunlight exposure. The role of vehicles has increased and now the people are so much dependent on personal vehicles. There is hardly any exercise to our bones and joints and muscles. When it comes to processed food which is delivered to us from the restaurants, one should be careful. Most of the food which we eat now are cooked in oils which are repeatedly boiled. These oils become quite dangerous and toxic because of the change in the oil core molecular structure. These oils are very dangerous and can cause blockage of the blood vessels in the heart and other organs. Let me talk to you about the muscles and bones. More than 90% of our musculoskeletal system has got protein. But if we look at our daily food habits in India, most of the times we take normal, highly processed, quick sugar carbohydrate food like rice, sugars, refined food products like bread and many other carbohydrate based items. Because of this, there is an increase in obesity, especially truncal part of it. The bones and muscles are getting weaker because there is no vitamin D which comes from our sunlight, and most of the times people travel in four-wheeler or stay in AC rooms. There is no sunlight exposure at all. All these factors are leading to very weak bones, weak muscles. To compound the problem, there is hardly any fitness programs in most of the people in our society. So let's change the nutrition in our daily life. What you need is a balanced food. And how do we get it? Number one is try to control the amount of processed food you take, whether it's a bakery product or the restaurants or the food that is delivered to your home. The best way of controlling your food is to cook your own. It should be a combination of protein, carbohydrate and a bit of fat. This is more relevant to Indian women who neglect their health for the sake of their family. They tend to eat their breakfast late, have their lunch late and probably skip the dinner as well. Most of the times, because of religious reasons, they tend to give up proteins and non-vegetarian food when they turn 40. It is my appeal to all the people, especially women, that your food should be protein based. Let us give some examples. Vegetarian food. What are the foods which are good in protein? Soya, paneer, rajma and dal. Whereas in non-vegetarian, even having a couple of eggs per day will give you the amount of protein that you need for your muscles and bones. Apart from these proteins, if you are not getting enough exposure to sunlight, then do take vitamin D supplements. In the Western society, most of the food products that are available on the shelf are already enriched with vitamin D and A. Whereas in our society, we still don't have that awareness. Companies which manufacture the food products are slowly evolving and now they are slowly adding these vitamins to the food. Another important aspect of nutrition is to control the volume of food one takes. One should be aware that more frequent meals will continue to stimulate your insulin levels, and at some point there is a risk of diabetes. So having 1 or 2 meals a day and at times practicing intermittent fasting will keep you fit and healthy. Having food without exercise is not good. So there should be a combination of regular weight bearing exercises when one turns 40 along with protein rich food. Thank you.